Hi, Apple's chair has the wobbliness you can expect from a modern chair, but we shouldn't just accept that. Google's is just a table with ideas above its station. Microsoft are MS Escher. WhatsApp are actually brave enough to upholster, and yet it still doesn't look at all comfy. Twitter's looks really low, but you have to remember with this stuff that in the emoji world, the dominant species is the round head thing. Humans have to kneel and bow to them and sit on the floor. This is low enough for a face emoji to roll up and give its commands. Something about Joy Pixels not having a front leg and having a really long back leg, and Emojipedia's has a worrying stain. Go with Samsung, I guess, but we really need more comfort than that. There we go, the big comfy couch with added therapy, tanning, and interrogation functions. Is this an interior design thing, having the light directly overhead pointing down at you? Nice little Doug trio here, and the best is WhatsApp's. But what's this down the back of the couch emoji? Yep, the coin bit. An opportunity for each developer to go and hunt on their own references, or just this one that's too simple to ever represent realistic currency. I think this Emojipedia coin shows the shadowy overlord Mark Davis, and the text is the Unicode code point for the money bag, not the coin. It feels bizarre now to consider that we used to actually use coins, because now there are much more convenient ways to buy our CDs. WhatsApp's two-tone design seems a bit idiosyncratic, and yet this way it's representing two different colors of coin, and it has the best sheen and generic but believable design. My money's on them. I can put fountains in the household episode, right? No, I'm lower middle class. Lower. Listen how I pronounce class. Come on, it's fine. Loads of people have fountains in some of their houses. I mainly wanted to point out that the emoji desk design is spitting over the side. That's just bad hydro architecture, and I know my hydro architecture. I know damn well. The best ornate waste of water is by Joy Pixels. Sorry, Flint, Michigan, and everywhere else in the world that's struggling for clean water. Look, I told you it was going over the side. This isn't really meant to be water, though, but the smelly bodily secretion, sweat. But you know, you get that all over the household, too. Spillages are everywhere. They're just gonna happen as a consequence of existence. Stains become parts of the furniture. Yes, I know how you dirty people use this, and you should maybe reassess your diet. Like, if it's this color, are you drinking too much, some blue liquid? Are you drinking too much sweat droplets? I often fail to understand emoji innuendo because I don't consider the emoji to sufficiently resemble what it's implying, and I don't think much of sex. Like, I don't think much of it. It's okay. Really? This one doesn't really work for sweat either, though. That doesn't plooge off the body. You gotta admire AU's minimalism, but I gotta pick the one with the most liquid motion, and it's Messenger, who still wins stuff. Come back, Messenger emoji set. I know this episode theme is very loose, but it's hard to throw stuff together now. I very nearly did buttons, which would not have been acceptable, and really shows how I need to end soon. But a household button is your elevator. Lower middle class. The elevator you get to your home, not inside your home. For an emoji added in 2020, this is a nightmare for social distancing. You don't expect gender to turn up. Like, until we saw a triangle dress, we just had these down or up as people, but now these ones are men, that's a women, and this person in the middle has an erection. Wearing a skirt seems really bad for your posture, because you have to hold your arms out like this. Wearing half a skirt? Oh, I just realized I directly have clothes that resemble this, but I dislike the 3 standing people box design. WhatsApp's is better, but there's still no reason for this to be a button itself. Elevators have buttons of their own, and we're not ready for this level of meta text. Kate Ingham Smith's proposal for the elevator emoji, the elevator pitch, has a nice little illustration itself, a bit sinister like the final boss, but I would have picked that if it were on Emojipedia. I'm going to pick the one that looks the most like it, but first, justice for the stairs emoji. Emoji proposal PDFs are really fun to read, so I know how I'm spending my evenings from now on. You know what? Open emoji. Yeah. Another way you might get up to your flat is the ladder. Only Google, Samsung, and Twitter have realized the true potential of a ladder emoji. If you have it completely front on and kind of short and boxy like in a video game, you can stack them. I predict this to be a future Twitter emoji craze, something involving a really long ladder. I don't know, I don't make the memes, I just see them coming. But Google's is the best. I can't look after houseplants because I couldn't pay attention every single day to meeting the circadian needs of an ever-wilting, joyless organism completely unsuited to this environment and have a houseplant. Or I've got another version of that punchline. I got a houseplant and it was like, oh great, I gotta look after this. I'm relying on external jokes or two versions of the same external joke because all of these designs are very good, quite different, and WhatsApp's is the best choice. Windows are an awkward part of the house where horrible things can peer in on you, like strangers and light. If you can't cover the window, you have to hide outside of its potential vision range. Emojipedia have really embellished theirs with a low sun directly outside, blasting the curtains back, dark skies above, a window to the apocalypse. JoyPixels have fittingly used that Windows desktop. I do prefer the Apple shape, but it could arguably be confused for an emoji of a door, so Google. As for the household itself, it might be a thatched roof cottage. Living here would be awkward because you'd be insecure about being seen from outside in almost the entirety of the dwelling, and you'd have to squelch up around the front arc of it. You know, huts are real, right? They have a few intricacies that don't necessarily include the modern door or the poop emoji, and Twitter's simple approach gets this the most right in the abstract. You've left some socks lying around the household because there's no laundry machine emoji to put them in. The emoji universe has a different tech continuum to ours, generally lacking for household appliances. They do have phones, which might themselves have emojis. White socks are for people who like stains, sports, and sports stains. Emojipedias are made out of porcelain. WhatsApp deigned to show someone who's invisible but for their socks. Google drew pipe elbows, and it might just be that JoyPixel's design is the best, despite evoking a smell we'd really not want on our feet. It's the most sock-like. Yeah, I have to choose this, which is shitty. You might have this in the garden of your household, and it'll be our household eventually. And again, I predict that this one will have a lot of use in internet discourse due to how often people die in casual conversation. RIP. It's the death of love, and it looks wrong with real text, fake line text, and no text. I like the aged ones, specifically WhatsApp. If you liked this video, the first step is admitting it.